3, subsection A, deals with operating without an official certificate of inspection. 3364C deals with
I'm not referring to that.
Pennsylvania rules of Pennsylvania rules of court does not permit that.
Which rules, do you know which rules apply in this case?
The rules are the decorum conducted by the person now you're trying to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty.
Well, I submitted some paperwork for this court.
Now
I
is
haven't
the time to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, which is
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you because I don't understand the nature of the charges. So I can't enter a plea unless I understand.
you've had the charges for how long? Since March the 5th. You have plenty of time to understand the nature of the charges and look up anything you needed to look up.
Well, as I said, I'm not an attorney, so I
And
don't
we're going to begin this
understand the nature
hearing
of
with
the
a plea of
charges.
guilty or not guilty.
Is it
do one of the
civil or criminal? That's what I need to
It's
understand.
quasi-criminal, traffic citation.
So which rules apply to me? Is it civil or criminal?
Criminal.
Criminal rules? Okay. Okay, did you,
Don't ask me
Actually,
any questions.
any
I asked
paperwork?
you a question. Are you pleading guilty or are you pleading not guilty? Answer
Well-
that and don't say another word except guilty or not guilty.
I submitted a motion.
Plea is not guilty. Ready to begin? Raise your right hand.
Just for the record, I object to any plea because I can't enter a plea because you have
I
any
swear
rule
on
or
the
motion.
information you're about to make from this court is true and correct to the best of the knowledge and belief so help you God.
I do not.
I'm Officer Frank Field, Salisbury Township Police Department.
Objection, sir. There's no facts or evidence that he's an officer.
Shut up.
Like, I'm not allowed to object?
You're not allowed to object to something that's not objectionable.
Am I entitled to
He
due process?
is identifying himself currently.
He identified himself as an officer. And I'm saying this
Identifying
is facts, not an
I'm
evidence.
not gonna sit here and play games with you.
I'm not playing games, I'm asking a question.
Your objection is overruled.
Okay, I just wanted into the record.
Quiet. There is no record. This isn't a court of record. Quiet.
Your Honor, on March 5th, 2010, approximately 01:15, which is a Friday morning, I was on routine patrol on the Interstate 78 between Lehigh Street and Summit Lawn traveling eastbound. Mile marker 58.6, I drove a small Honda Coupe, golden color, Pennsylvania Echo King Nancy 4600, having a reduced speed in the right lane of the interstate. Although traffic on the interstate was not heavy, it was during rush hour, there was other traffic on there, other traffic was having to slow and move around the vehicle. The average speed of the vehicle was 10 to 15 miles an hour under the posted 55 mile an hour speed limit. At this time, Your Honor, I'd like to take judicial notice, enter all the paperwork which testimony will support. First being calibration for the speedometer for my marked unit, showing that it was done November 20th, 2009 by David Heiser, also the 2009 Pennsylvania Bulletin that lists David Heiser as an appropriate facility to repair and calibrate. Agree with the Pennsylvania State Police allowing Salisbury Township to have jurisdiction on the highway from approximately Cedar Crest Boulevard to Summit Lawn, both east and westbound, to enforce 3300 codes of the vehicle code, which is majority speed. And there will be testimony to support, Your Honor, a certified copy of the defendant's driving record, which at the time showed it to be suspended. Observe the vehicle traveling, Your Honor, again 10 to 15 miles an hour under the posted speed limit, causing impediment to other traffic. Other traffic was caused to slow and drive around the vehicle. Vehicle stop was conducted just west of the 309 split. Defendant was identified by Pennsylvania driver's license to be the owner and operator of the vehicle. Again, during the check through Lehigh County Radio, that license was found to be suspended. Subsequent driving record was requested. The vehicle registration on the car that was displayed had expired in January of 2007. I also noticed the emissions and inspection on the vehicle that had expired back in January 2006. The defendant was questioned about these. He didn't have any reason why at the time. State certified mechanic and not having the vehicle my opinion is more the defendant suspended record. He was asked if he had anybody that would be able to come and pick him up at that particular time and place. The defendant refused to make any phone calls for the safety of him and his vehicle. They were not left on the interstate. The vehicle was towed. The defendant was taken down 309 closer to his listed address, still in Newtown, where he was subsequently dropped off at a motel where there was adequate rooms and phones that he would be able to use if he chose to do so. The defendant was issued a 4 citations for inspection, impediment of traffic, the registration and suspension, and he was cleared the same stop.
No, no, it
No, any questions you want to ask the officer pertinent to what he testified to?
well, I'd still like to get an answer, if I can, to my motion I submitted, whether it's, has been ruled on. Motion to strike and dismiss. Since the criminal rules apply here.
Your motion's not being considered. Summary traffic case, you're not entitled to any pretrial motion.
Well, if the rules of criminal procedure apply, I am.
No, you're not. Move on. You have
But
any questions?
you
You
criminal
have any
rules up to the court?
I ruled, we're done with that.
So it's not being ruled on,
It's being ruled on, it's not being considered.
it's just being ignored.
Exactly. You're not entitled to any pretrial motion. And I've asked, answered, we're done with it. You have any questions you want to ask?
Just for the record, criminal rules do allow.
Do you want to ask him
pretrial
any
motion.
questions pertinent to what he testified to?
Well, I'd like to take, if you could take judicial notice of statute 3364, which is Title 75. And if you could read that into the record.
There is no record. You're not in a court of record.
Then can I be put in the court of record?
If you want to.
Okay, then I would request we move this to
Not
the court of
today you
record.
won't. You're already 20 minutes late for this hearing, and the only way you're going to get in the court of record is to appeal my decision. That's the way it works.
So this is a court of record.
Okay.
So, none of this is.
Do you have questions you want to ask Officer Frankenfield?
Well, I would like to have you take judicial notice of Title 75, Section 3364, subsection C,
Mm-hmm.
which is the establishment of minimum speed limits.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to read that.
It's not your time to present a defense. It's your time to cross-examine. Do you have any questions you want to ask Officer Frankenfield?
One of the alleged citations that Mr. Frankfield cited me for was Title 75, Section 3364C.
And you're not going to ask me questions, you ask him questions.
That's fine. I'm just establishing what citation he wrote.
I'm well aware of what citation it was.
Okay.
Now, do you want to ask him any questions? If you don't, say so.
Yes. Do you have any evidence, admissible evidence, that you are a certified police officer?
What are you looking for?
You obviously should have a certification.
I have a state certification, I have a MOPEC card, I have swearing in notice from the township.
Do you have any evidence to present today that shows you are, in fact, a certified police officer?
I can give you a MOPEC card, which is my state certification, Salisbury Township right now.
Is that in compliance with Title 37, which requires you to be certified from the beginning and then recertified every 2 years as well?
we go through yearly certification.